Hello again, everyone. Scoons Comics here with another exciting, oh so thrilling comic book haul. Yes. Hello, everybody. How is everyone doing out there? I have a stack of books here because I have been gone far too long. So sorry to my loyal dozens of fans out there. But I got a stack here. I got a stack from Half Price Books. I got a stack from a local comic show or two. And I have one book that I bought off the internets, which I don't do as much, but I needed this one. It was driving me crazy. We'll get into it. My local Half Price Books has really exploded with comics lately. I say lately, but I'm looking at the price tag on this, and this says September. So I've got books from September on, maybe? We'll find out. Anyway, they've got some new people working there. I've been there far longer than the people working at Half Price. And they've been really good about getting these books out into their discount bin. Well, let me show you. So right away, here's a book no one's going to care about but me. This is Zen Intergalactic Ninja from Eternity Comics, issue 0. It's a newsstand edition. Zen was just a book in the 90s that it just screams 1990s comic books to me. I remember seeing the ads for this book in the back of various comic book mags. And to find it for $1.50 newsstand, yeah, I'll pick that up. It's pretty cool. To me. These books will get better, I promise. Also, I like to pick up newsstand books for my spinner rack that are actually newsstand editions because it's just fun, as if I were in an old grocery store or something. Anyway, I like to put books from my early days of collecting, my childhood on here. Supreme #1 is not a good comic. It's not good art. It's not good writing. But it is something I remember. The Image books are harder to find in newsstand edition. So I was on the lookout for this one actually for a while. So to find that for $1.50, probably overpaid for that, but still fun to have in the collection. Okay, they also had recently, I have this, but I'm never going to turn down a DCU book. Superman, the Wedding Album, DC Universe logo variant. Also, my Half Price Books has raised their prices to $2 instead of the $1.50. This hurts me, inflation. But still, my Half Price Books has much better prices than ones in neighboring cities I've seen, so I'll take it. This also has this official Superman wedding invitation, which I did not have in my other copy of this. So I always love when these DCU books make their way to me in the wild. They're harder and harder to find. So even though I have a copy, I got a whole stack of DCU books here for trade or sale. I just need to pull the trigger and try to make something happen. But really nice copy. This is Batman. They got the price sticker right over the number. $6.55. Which is the first cameo of Damian Wayne, I think, if I recall. I just remember this book was hot for a while, so I found it for $1.50, picked it up. I have 6 trillion copies of this book, but I love it. Batman 442, first appearance of Tim Drake, Robin, in the Robin costume, newsstand edition. Tim Drake, my favorite Robin. I always pick up these first appearances on the cheap because I just like it. If he someday becomes more popular, I'm set for life. I have all these first appearance copies. I don't know. One day I'll sit down and actually go through and see how many I actually have, but I got a lot. You know, I tell you what, man, half-price books and antique malls and Goodwills, finding comics in strange places has really saved collecting for me. Because my local comic shops, while fine, I'm not going to find good older stuff on the cheap. I'm going to spend a lot of money for books not in that high a grade, and I don't want to do that anymore. I've got to be more selective, and plus I just like to hunt for things. Hunting for these books is so much fun. That's it's just what the hobby's all about for me now. For instance, here's a good example. Warlock and the Infinity Watch, #1. Straight out of the 90s. Loved this book as a kid. One of my first Marvel books I remember getting. Newsstand edition. This was straight out of somebody's comic shop. So at one point, this had a $12 price tag on it. I got it for $1.50. Yes, that is more appropriate. I would never want to pay $12 for this, even though I love this comic. $1.50 all day long. Here was one I was really excited to find in there for a couple of bucks. War Machine 282 newsstand edition in really nice shape. Really nice shape. Not the first appearance of War Machine, but the first cover appearance of War Machine. This is has been a hot key depending on what's going on in the world, but I try not to do my hot keys as characters that are going to appear in a movie or a TV show. Just comic books that are always going to be important, like War Machine. Iron Man, James Rhodes, is an important character in the Marvel universe. I almost said cinematic universe. So to have his first cover appearance here, that's really cool. The opposite end of really cool is Rainbow Bright. I screwed up. I picked this up strictly because I wanted to I picked this up right before Halloween. I can't believe I did this. I picked this up right before Halloween from half price because I give away comic books every year for Halloween. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And I don't have as many books for girls necessarily, or that are for young girls. Like I've got some Batwoman and Supergirl and Captain Marvel, things like that. But I always look for things like My Little Pony in the discount bins, Barbie comics. And I found this. I know little girls now have no idea who Rainbow Bright is, but their parents probably would. Anyway, I picked this up. I'll probably throw this in my box of Halloween books for next year. But hey, Rainbow Bright. It's too funny. Look at this nice one I found for $1.50. I've got a copy of this, but I think this is my second or third copy. Supervillain Classics Galactus The Origin. Look at that. That's amazing. This will probably become, I haven't looked up this book in a while. If Galactus appears in the new Fantastic Four movie, maybe this book is hot. I don't know. It's a cool comic, and it makes me smile. I win. I always pick this one up because screams 1990s. It's a book I've owned a couple of times now. Venom, Lethal Protector #1. This is the first miniseries featuring Venom as the star character. $2, I'll always pick that up. I probably have a few of these that I need to try to sell or trade too, but $2, can't go wrong. I picked this up just because it was a Bronze Age Uncanny X-Men. I don't know if this is a first appearance of anybody. I feel like it might be. Uncanny X-Men 190. I don't recall why this is significant, but it was one I don't think I had in the collection. And I like picking up Uncanny X-Men. Here's one I got strictly to potentially resell, because I remember this book was hot for a while. Carnage USA, issue 1. I don't know. I just remember this miniseries was hot for a little bit. Maybe it was because of the Venom movie. I don't remember. But $1.50, yes. I picked this up, Superboy plus the Power of Shazam #1. First of all, I like Ron Mars, who wrote this, but I picked up a lot of Power of Shazam here recently, and I've been looking for those for a long time. I will get into that in the future video. Stay tuned, true believers. Fury of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, #6. Picked this up strictly because it's got a preview of the Masters of the Universe. He-Man, you know? There's several DC books that have this 16-page preview for He-Man. Who doesn't like He-Man, right? X-Men Deadly Genesis #1. First appearance of Vulcan, the third Summers brother. Spoilers. Oh my gosh. It's a fun series. Really fun series. And, you know, this one, again, has been hot here and there. So to find it for a couple of bucks, cool. You know, I don't remember the significance of this one either, but I remember it was hot. This is the first, Doctor Strange 44. I think this is the origin of Juggernaut's powers, like the gem that gives him his Juggernaut powers. I think that's right. Not sure. But I remember seeing this in people's videos a couple of years ago, and yeah, I picked it up. I like to hunt. And then as I go back through these books then, after they've sat on my shelf for a while, I'm like, did I really need that? That'd be an example of one maybe I didn't need. Secret Origins #4. This is from the new DC Comics New 52. I just really like this Harley Quinn cover. I know this one is also a book that people look for every so often because people love them some Harley Quinn. And I just like Secret Origins. I have a copy of this, but I picked it up. Maybe a problem. Maybe a problem how many times I say I have a copy of that, but I picked it up. I'll reevaluate that. Anywho, Hawk and Dove #28. Newsstand edition. This is the last issue of Hawk and Dove. Not a big Hawk and Dove fan per se, but I do like to collect last issues and have a newsstand. That's really cool. How many times have I said really cool in this video? Incredible Hulk 377. I have this, but in bad shape. This is a much nicer condition. Solid green cover here. I've got some with a bunch of spine ticks, so this is a condition upgrade for me. Love me some Peter David Incredible Hulk. Tales, the Green Lantern Corps, annual #2. I think this is the Alan Moore written story in here that is the first appearance of one of these Green Lantern characters that's later used in Jeff Johns' run. Ion, I think. I have this in trade paperback form, so I was happy to get it for in just regular comic book form. Nifty. Speaking of final issues, Captain Planet #12, newsstand edition. The final issue of Captain Planet. Did we really say everything we need to say about Captain Planet in just 12 issues? I don't know. I don't know. It's just fun. Just fun. See, look, here's a good purchase. Rocket Raccoon #1 miniseries from the 80s. Everybody loves Rocket Raccoon now, and these books go for a couple of bucks, and this one to find on the cheap. Heck yeah. I'll always pick this book up too. The criminally underrated book. Gambit #1 miniseries, newsstand edition, which I rarely find. All black cover, and this is in near mint condition. $2? What'd I pay for this? A couple of bucks from half price. Very cool. Everybody loves Gambit. One day these books will take off. Much like that Tim Drake Robin book, I will be set because I have many a copy of this. I think this is a condition upgrade for me. Action Comics 683, newsstand edition. This features a cameo of Doomsday, the villain that killed Superman 32 years ago, just the other day. And by cameo, I mean the smallest of cameos. It's just his fist punching through a wall, but crazy Superman, death and return to life collector that I am. I like it. Like I say, condition upgrade for me for a couple of bucks. Yay. Love this cover. Love this Jim Lee cover. Totally picked this up because of the cover. Uncanny X-Men 258. Wolverine. Look at him. Berserker. Man, that's just cool. That's just fun. Yeah. Got a couple of copies of this. Look at this. X-Men Adventures #1 from the animated series from the 90s. Newsstand edition. Got 2 copies here. So one of those will be finding its way to eBay, my friends. This book was pretty popular when the new TV series came on Disney Plus. Classic book for 90s collectors. Picked these both up for $4. Hex yeah. Here's another goodie. Uncanny X-Men 282. First Bishop. First cover appearance. Really first cameo, but I mean the cover. This is all about the cover. This is all about the cover. This has a weird wrap around it. The cover's kind of off here. Like it's tight, like staples are tight, but it's not in the highest of grade. But first appearance of a major character like that for a couple of bucks, I'll pick up every time. And then I dropped the comic. Everything's fine. Uncanny X-Men 283, first full appearance of Bishop. But interestingly enough, this is direct edition. Uncanny X-Men 267 newsstand edition. The second or third appearance of Gambit, depending on who you want to. Gambit's origin issue and which is the first appearance, the whole debates, and I can't get into it now because it'll hurt my head. But second or third appearance, newsstand edition, couple of bucks. Pick that up every time. I was really hopeful I'd find 266, the first Gambit. Not lucky. There's certain books from the 90s I always hope will be at half-price books. No good. This book made me happy, and I felt justified, which is how collecting should make you feel. Amazing Spider-Man 430, newsstand edition, first appearance of Cosmic Carnage. I don't really care about this book that much, but I know this book is popular with collectors. And this is a book a few years ago at half price. I pulled out of one of their boxes, you know, because I'm nuts and I always ask to see books behind the counter that haven't been priced yet. And this is one that I pulled out. And sometimes I'll play that game and they'll be like, yeah, they're all $1.50. Or like this one, they're like, oh, let me look that up. Oh, it's $40. I'm like, no. This is not $40. I'm not paying you $40. But $2 I will pay you. So that this made its way back to me. Yay. Look at this. Look at this. I love this comic. And to find, okay, Spider-Man 2099, #1, newsstand edition, gorgeous condition, absolutely gorgeous. This book, I remember buying my copy off the spinner rack at my local Hook's drugstore. I'm so old. As a kid, and it's got a big tape rip right there. So I got a beautiful newsstand copy of this. And a second beautiful newsstand copy of this. And a third beautiful newsstand copy. So I don't know how these things make their way to half price. Because this isn't just like somebody who like casually collected. A collector, had 3 newsstand copies of this in near mint condition. How did this get to half price? I don't know, but I'm glad I bought them for $6 total. That was really cool. They also had this one, Spidey 2099, #46, newsstand edition. This is the last issue of Spider-Man 2099, a book I bought from a collectible show a few months back and paid like something stupid, like $20 for it, because this book's harder to find, let alone a newsstand edition. I found a copy for $2. That's really cool, though. I really lucked out with those Spidey books. Oh, speaking of lucking out, Amazing Spider-Man 362, second appearance of Carnage. Here he is on the cover, obviously. I had this book for years. I had to sell. So 361 is the first appearance of Carnage. I had to sell that in this book a few years ago. Got myself in some financial fun. Sold some 90s keys, want to get them back, but don't want to pay the prices that they're going for now. Even though they've come down a little bit since the COVID craziness. So I was happy to find that. And then right after that, Amazing Spider-Man 361. First appearance of Carnage. Newsstand edition. Gorgeous shape. And yes, $2. $2. When I found this on my lunch hour going through the half-price books comics, I would love to have the security footage because I did a slight jump and I clicked my heels together like a cool, mature adult. First Carnage! Newsstand! Ah, I'm so happy to have this back. Okay, that is all my half-price books. Do I want to keep going here? Let me power through these. Okay. This is from a local comic show. These are all half price. The Nam 41. This is like an imaginary story that features if Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man fought in the Vietnam War. Cool book. I remember Wizard magazine back in the day saying this was a fun read, so I found it for $2.50, picked it up, read it, and it is indeed a fun read. Look at this for $2.50. Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 143. Jack Kirby on Superman. This is in really nice shape. Again, $2.50. I'm starting to collect well, I'm not starting. I've been collecting the Jack Kirby 70s stuff from DC Comics. When I can find it reasonably priced, aka cheap. So that's awesome. And then I've been putting together the Silver Surfer collection from the Marvel series in the 90s. These later issues are hard to find, so I found these all for $1 each. Silver Surfer 126. 129. 130. I always like Carrie Nord is the cover art, is the artist here. I always thought he did a really nice alien looking Silver Surfer. 131. 132. And 134, featuring Tom Grummett on art. I love Tom Grummett's art. He looks really good doing Silver Surfer here. I wish he had a longer run. He did a lot of fill-in stuff. So, pretty nifty. My cats are battling each other. The War of the Gargantuas is happening just off camera. If it spills this way, I'll do my best to protect the comics, myself, and you. I'm not going to go through each one of these. This at the local comic show that I get a lot of stuff on the cheap where they have like 5 for $1. People just dig through these like 30 long boxes all the time. The guy's constantly changing his inventory. I found a few things. I found Crucible 1 through 6. This is the last hurrah of the Impact imprint from DC. These are all Archie licensed characters. It's not great, but they had some good creators working on these things. Mark Waid is the writer for a lot of this, or co-writer. This was the miniseries that they tried to keep all these characters going. All the other books had been canceled. So they tried this miniseries, 99 cents each. Get the readers excited? No. I think in this last issue, in issue 6, there's like a little piece at the end that says like, we tried, and it died. So I don't know what I'm doing. I just found this for dirt cheap, so I picked them up. I may be starting to collect the Impact line of books just because I feel like I can put the whole thing together pretty cheap. I don't know. I like to hunt. Man, they had these. These are really cool. This is from a toy insert. Superman Man of Steel #1. Kenner limited edition. That's pretty cool. And then Superman Man of Steel. This is a reprint of issue number 19? Yes. Superman Man of Steel number 19, which was part of the Death of Superman storyline in the 90s. This would be like the, I don't know, third print, technically, but it came out in like 2005, so it's not part of my giant Death and Return of Superman collection. But it'll sit in the collection with an asterisk because I don't feel I need that to complete that collection. But it's a cool little side piece. This was a giveaway also in a toy 2-pack, I think, with like Superman and Doomsday, like a little 2-pack. So this was like the comic to show you how they battle. Then I picked up a few DCU books at that show for like 25 cents each. This is great. Final Night number 1, DCU logo, DCU Universe logo variant. Can't stop collecting these, and I love them so. Robin 31, DC Universe logo variant. I'll go months never finding these, and then I'll find like a handful out of nowhere. Power of Shazam number 17, DC Universe logo variant. I never find Power of Shazam. Never. Never, never, never. So to get a DCU book, yes. Oh, that's exciting. This one I know I have already, but I picked it up anyway. Impulse number 14, DCU book. That'll be trade bait. And Aquaman 21. I also have this, but trade bait. And last, but certainly not least, Superman. Superman died 32 years ago. First comic book I ever bought. Start of my collecting. My collecting. Issue 75 featured a platinum edition. It comes in a bag, sealed bag. It has the Superman logo that looks like it's bleeding. The regular edition of this is red. The platinum version is all platinum-y, silver. And it was 10,000 of them were printed. They were comic book retailer exclusives. If you bought so many as a retailer, they'd send you one of these to then have or sell, right? eBay, they go for several $100s still sealed in the bag. I would love to have one sealed in the bag, but I like to hold comics. I like to feel them, see them, flip through them. So I'm always looking for one opened and not in plastic CGC sealed up. I hate that stuff. So I found one raw. I spent a little more money than I wanted to spend, but I have it now. So here it is. Death of Superman, Superman 75, the Platinum Edition. And you know why you don't need to get these things sealed? Because there's good stuff in these. Comic books have good stuff inside. So here's the back. This is printing number 4068. And it's got this nice letter from Bob Wayne at DC Editorial thanking the retailers for ordering and saying, well, it's just a cool little letter. And I've never seen this because everything I see for this for sale, it's all sealed up. So that's really cool. That will take a spot of honor in my Superman collection. Really happy to have this, guys. Yay. Okay, that's what I got. I promise I will be back soon. Be well. I've got some new subscribers. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I really appreciate it. And I will be back. Take care, guys.